Is anyone out there? Welcome, everyone. If you want to go ahead and hit that link that I have in there. Let me try it again. So Kim, what do you think about that $5 million thing with The Apprentice? Um, do you think that Mark Burnett should release that tape? Because there is a guy out there saying that if any of the producers are willing to go ahead and speak up, that he would pay the $5 million. I saw that today when I was watching Joy Reid show on MSNBC. Did you see that? I'm thinking that eventually someone is going to pay the money, and those tapes are going to come. They're going to come out one way or the other, because we should be able to see what he's said or done, because all this stuff that he's been talking the last few days, I think he truly has lost his what was left of his mind. I really do, because this man is a psychopath. When he was talking about like the bankers and all of that, like the global international bankers, and he was like alluding to Jewish people and saying that they are controlling everything. Something about that didn't sound right. And when I was watching Joy Reid show, she also said that it was like a little Semitic, like targeting the Jews. Now think about it. He's already talked about Mexicans, black people, Muslims, everybody that you can think of. And the crazy part about it is, if he continues on like that, who's left? You know, who is left? Because he's pretty much covered everybody. Try that one, Kim. Because they a friend of mine claims that if I have you click on the link, that you will be able to talk. Now, I don't know how true that is, but we'll see. But I just, when I was reading about his father, and then I read that his father was Jewish, not Jewish. Um, can I send it through Google Hangouts, child? I really don't even know how, Kim. How do I do it? Do I just go to Hangouts? That link is not any good either. Child, look, I should have made you like a moderator or something. The next time we do this, you got to be. We need to do it together, because I like your take on stuff, and I just, what it is after I heard that today about all the stuff with the Jews and all of that, and then his father being German, and then him like retweeting those neo-Nazi stuff, something about him is scary. I'm just, something about him is really scary. And I don't think people are like paying attention. And I also think that a lot of people are not, they're not going to go vote. Like they think that, listen, you said go to Google Play and type in Google Hangouts and download it if you don't. Or I do have Google Hangouts. Let me just go. Hold on 1 second. Okay, and then you said go to Google Play and type in Google Hangouts and download it if you don't have our. Okay, I already have it. And you said put the link where? Like type in your name and put the link in? Child, we got the wrong person doing this. Let's see. I'm just like not understanding him. And then I forgot about the part when he said, which they reminded us of that today on Joy Reid, when he said that he does not want any black people around his money at all. I was outdone. Outdone. Okay, I'm trying to find you. Okay, it's a whole bunch of Kimberly Frazier's. I don't know if this is you. Did you hear the when he said that he didn't want black people around his money? That he wanted the short man with the yarmulke on? This man. Let me see if this is you. I don't think this is you. Because it's a bunch of Kimberly Frazier's. I don't know. I just and then yeah, I don't see your avatar. And then but let me look again. And then this whole thing that these people are going to be showing up at the polling booths with guns. You know, I'm outdone. And then, like I said, a lot of those polling booths are at schools. What are they thinking? Yeah, they showed these people that were all dressed up like they were going to war. They got guns strapped on them. Um, okay, you said you have three channels, one with the black car and one with the microphone. Okay, let me see if I see that. But I shouldn't have to do that for every person. Good Lord. Okay, you said a black car, a microphone. Nope, my dear. Let's see. Let me try it again. I'm searching for you again. And like on the third debate, I'm wondering if he is even going to show up. Because I got a feeling he's going to skip this debate. I don't know what's making me think that, but I don't know. He's at the deranged state, and I don't know if this man, well, I'm pretty sure he's not dealing with a full deck, because his everything about him is crazy now. Just crazy. And then the Jewish people are saying that they're scared to vote. Like some of these Jewish people were saying that this is the first time. Hey, try clicking that link that I put in and see what you're getting. Yeah, a lot of people are saying that, like, once he loses, then what? Because he's telling these people that the election is rigged, and um if okay, I'll see if I get it. But yeah, he's telling everybody that this election is rigged, and if he doesn't win, to go out and I guess raise hell. But my question is, what is the hell that they're planning on raising? Because if they're going places with guns, can you imagine them trying to go into black neighborhoods? Because that's where he's telling them to go. I just, I really don't, I don't get it. I don't get him. And then it's apparent that the people around him cannot rein him in, because he, it's like when he was younger. I don't think he was an only child, but it's like he had no boundaries, and pretty much they let him do whatever he wanted to do. Because now, for him to think that it's okay for all the stuff that he does. Okay, now he's saying that Hillary Clinton needs to take a drug test because he thinks that she's on some performance enhancing drugs. Y'all, when I tell you this man has lost his freaking mind, if Hillary is on some performance enhancing drugs, then I am. That woman is not on any type of performance enhancing drugs. She was so laid back sitting there, other than when he was stalking her, you know, child, this stuff is crazy. How are you doing, NYC Chocolate? I almost didn't come in today. I was out all day shopping and hanging out with my son, and I think I did a little bit too much because I was dragging. Girl, I had to rush in and take me some medicine and see if I can get my stuff together to come on today. Because I had got to the point where I couldn't even turn my neck. It was so bad. So you agree that he's crazy too. Y'all, I just cannot believe that he made it this far. That's what's really unbelievable. He made it this far. What happened? How did they stand by and let him, make it this far? In the beginning, when he first, was with all of the Republicans, when they were running to see who's the nominee, they should have been checking him then, because he would not have gotten this far if they had. All of this stuff about him and these women, I believe, would have came out had they started checking him sooner. But now they've let him get to the point where, he's saying and doing whatever he want. He has caused all this extra, racial stuff in the country. The stuff is just ridiculous. It is just outright ridiculous. And then he said that this thing where if Hillary Clinton wins, that there's going to be some type of revolution. I'm telling y'all, I will be going, if I could, I would be going to Canada, because these people are going to be so mad when he loses. And the sad part, how he said he was going to send people to the polling booths on the street I live on. My polling booth is right on the street I live on because there's an elementary school, and that's where I go to vote. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna ride by it first. If I see folk out there um, with guns and stuff, I'm gonna keep on past because I ain't gonna lose my life trying to vote. Now I will try, but if it don't work out, the kid will ride by and come on home and try to wait and see, when they leave, unless they're planning on being there all day. What do y'all think of all this? I have sent the link and I don't think y'all are getting it. Um, Let me try that. It's pretty quiet in here. Kim told me to try to send it through Google Hangouts. Let's see. I don't know. I'm just worried about the day after the election and what's gonna happen, because I don't think it's going to be good. I don't think these people are going to accept Hillary as the nominee. And when the so-called shit hits the fan, they are going to be pissed beyond words. And if he sent them out to like a goon squad, like damn Hitler, and that's another thing. I am so thinking that this man is like America's version of Hitler. Now, and what I mean by that is the way that Hitler rose to power, where he was left unchecked, and then he was crazy. So his craziness spread throughout Germany and all the surrounding areas, and you know that's how that Holocaust happened. And I'm wondering, if he gets into office, what will America be like, since he's a bigoted racist, doesn't like anyone, and feels like everybody is beneath him? Because if he says one more time that black people are living in hell, that we're all in the inner city, and that when you come out your house you're getting shot, if he say that one more time, I swear to God, every time he says that, that pisses me off, because it's some white people in the inner city. My neighbors are white, and then he's got to think of all these poor whites. These are the ones that he has. Well, it's just not poor whites, because he has a lot of white people that are educated and have good jobs, because he wouldn't have the numbers that he did. But I just don't understand how they can think that he is a good candidate. And I also don't see how women can, because if you ask me, he's a damn narcissistic idiot, completely crazy. Hello, the new people who are in there. Can you say what city you're in? I see that there are four people. You don't have to be quiet. You can you can speak up. You I don't I see what you said, NYC chocolate. I think I think that one if he was to slip in by some god awful way, I don't think I think that people will jump on board with him. All the people who, you know, kind of lean towards him. I don't think anybody would try to kill him. They said that they was going to jack President Obama up, and I think right now he has about 96 days to go. And you know what? The other day I was sitting here, and it was that day that he gave a speech and Michelle gave a speech. And I realized that I'm really going to miss them because we have had relative peace this last 8 years. Like they came in there and there was no scandals, no craziness. The most I saw was which one? Malia was twerking and allegedly smoking some weed, and she seems like the one that got a little fire in her. But other than that, they have relatively been decent first family, and I'm gonna hate to see them go. I really am, because you don't know what you're gonna get with Hillary, and you really don't know what you're gonna get with that fool. Why do you say he would be issuing his own death sentence? I'm trying to think what I think about him and and his whole family. Like I'm wondering, would he appoint his kids to something? Girl, you're silly. Don't even say that. You know they said that they monitor our our, I guess, our internet stuff. You don't want them to think that you sending him a threat. But I'm gonna read what you put. You said Trump is on a whole nother level of going to piss someone off and have someone attempt to take his life, guaranteed. He probably have Secret Service, and with his arrogant ass, he probably have his own people surrounding him. I'm telling you, I think he a little Hitler, and I think he knows that he's pissing people off, but I don't think he cares one way or the other. Well, it's obvious he doesn't care because every time that he's on television, he pisses me off. And then what the hell is this with I saw where they whooped up somebody at one of his rallies here lately. I think the guy was black, which I don't know why he was there. And I think he had like a gays for Trump, black gays for Trump sign or something. And I think they whooped him up, I think. So that just shows you that even though that black person was bold enough, well, they liked him and they were bold enough to go to his rally. He didn't care that they were for him. He had caused, you know, that person to get beat up. Hey, welcome back, Kim. Do you know, y'all, today I had gone shopping and my stuff is in the car and I am waiting for my son. I got like groceries hanging out the back of my car. It's so many groceries, it's not even funny. I let everything run out and now I'm waiting for my son to come bring all my groceries in. I said I'm not carrying nothing. I was jacked up. I know they are doing anything and everything, and you could tell these people that are saying they're still supporting him, they're still supporting the nominee. They know he wrong. Girl, no, I don't even know the. I went to Google Hangouts. I guess I don't understand all this stuff. I told you, girl, I need some young folk around to show me how to work all this stuff, to what I'm supposed to be doing. If I see anything, I see all your stuff, Kim, all your Prince stuff. Let me try that again, and let me see if I just pull you up. Yeah, I just know this: if the man get in, I'm gonna be. It's gonna be a sick day for me. I, I said I don't drink either, but I think that um, if he won, I think that day I would have to take a drink. I'm serious, y'all. I might be here guzzling like I did when I was younger because I would be in shock. Who is Helena? Is that your name, NYC Chocolate? I think a lot of people there with Hillary. Okay, one thing I noticed that's odd is that like my daughter's generation, because they don't know anything about the Clintons or even Bill Clinton. They're going by what they see on television. Now, when it all started out, my son was for uh, Bernie Sanders, and my daughter was for Hillary. Right? Yeah, my daughter was for Hillary, and my son was for Bernie. He just really, really liked him. I think people just don't trust Hillary. I think they know that she's smart, and they know that she, I guess, would be able to handle it, but they wondering about all of the baggage that comes along with her. And I hope, for God's sake, if Bill get in the White House again, that he keep his pants zipped up and let this woman have at least a sex free, scandal free, presidency. I hope to God that he doesn't go there again and show his natural ass screwing everybody in the White House. I hope he keep his pants zipped up because he is the one that has given them ammunition to mess with her. But in this next debate, I was watching Joy Reid. Do y'all watch Joy Reid on the weekends on MSNBC? You said you think he got the message. Girl, he better go somewhere and sit his old ass down. Don't nobody want him. You know, he look like he got the rickets now. He's shaky and stuff. Don't nobody want him. They need to keep him out the White House and away from the interns because, child, if she get in and he's there, wandering around the White House talking to people, I could see Bill getting in some trouble again. It's a damn shame. Because he did a good job. He just, when he was president, Bill Clinton did a good job. I'm not going to take it from him. But all the stuff that he was doing, while he was in there, messing around with all these women, because it's a fact that Bill Clinton was a hoe. He was out there just messing with everybody. And I remember when he was in office and he was about to get impeached and all that stuff. Things were pretty good, so people was like, let him have whatever he need on the side if it keeps him doing a good job. I think it was funny. So we had a link, Cree. One of my friends had told me to post the link to my hangout and tell everybody to click on it, and then they would be able to talk. But Kim has tried to click on everything, and I'm gonna try to post it again and see if it works. And I told the person that I asked how to do it to drop by the hangout tonight and see, guide us through it. So let's see if he shows up. So Kim, tell us what you think of Hillary. I wish I could hear you talk. Let me tell him it's not working. Okay, I'm typing to him now. I wonder what is it downloading. And then he also said that he was going to get rid of everybody who Obama appointed. He want all his own people. You said you can't click anything. Did y'all watch the because that's another thing that I wanted to talk about. I fell asleep, so I'm gonna have to watch it tonight. The Michelle A movie. Did anybody watch that? They said it was really good, but they said that Dre should be mad. I actually got it taped. It's just that I fell asleep, and then when I woke up, I was like, I'm not watching it because I'm too sleepy. I would have been falling asleep. So I had planned to watch it right after I do this Google Hangout. But did anybody watch that movie? Um, that's what I heard, Creed. They said that it was real bad. My friend was trying to tell me about it today. She was like, Rachel, I thought you watched it. I thought we were going to be talking about it. But I told her, I said I taped it. Um, But I like this morning when I got up, I jumped up and I was running around. So I said I'm gonna watch it tonight. But everybody is saying that he should be mad, that he's this generation's Ike Turner. He must have been whooping her up. And then I watched an interview that she did, and she says she is not worried about him. I guess trying to sue her because she got all kind of proof that he was beating her up. Oh, you said Black Twitter was, oh my God. Oh, he is pissed. But you know what? That's what he gets. And because one thing I know when I was younger, I had about a 9 months relationship. The relationship was about a year, and I'm not going to say he was whooping me up, but he was very threatening. And I'm gonna tell y'all, it lasted 9 months, and I left everything. When I tell you that I got my baby, I got on the Greyhound, and I left everything. um Prom dress, Everything, every memento that I ever had in my life. I had the clothes on my back. I was out. He pushed me and I fell in the tub, and then he grabbed me up. And what I did is I act like nothing was wrong, that we was in love afterwards. Soon as he went to work, I was out. I got on the Greyhound. I ain't have nothing but my purse and the clothes on my back. I left everything. Because I got two brothers, and I can't see it, because I have women in my family that been through that. And mm-mm. you know and when at the time I had my son, and you do not want your son growing up seeing, first of all, his mother being slapped around, punched around or whatever, for him to grow up and be like that. I couldn't be with a man that does that. That's why now, um, the thought of dating, because I have friends that have met people at this age, and they met people that are fighting them at 50. If somebody hit me at this age, my body would fold or curl around their fists. I would be so messed up. And you know what, Cree? I saw the girl that played her. Did she have her voice down? You're a silly girl. You said that you told him that y'all gonna be boxing like two dudes. See, I'm a sneaky one. I had put, now y'all really gonna think I'm crazy now. So I thought about poisoning him. Okay. So I was like, no, because I'm gonna go to jail. So what I did is I crushed up a damn birth control pill and put it in his food. Now this was years ago when we had pills. I chopped that sucker up and put it in his food, and nothing happened. I thought he'd calm his butt down, but he was trying to get crazy. But I'm one of them ones. I had a hammer, and I don't have no problem cutting you up either. To be thrown around and mm-mm. Yeah, she had her voice down. What do you think of the guy that played Dre? Did he do a good job? See, I'm messing it up for myself because I'm definitely watching it tonight. Um, you said some X-Lax. You know what? X-Lax does work. I gave my brother when we were younger. He thought it was a candy bar. You remember when they used to come in like long bars, like a Hershey's? We gave my brother a whole bar of it, and he ate it. He was messed up so bad that me and my other brother, we ended up getting whooping because my mother had to take my younger brother to the hospital because we gave him a bar and a half of X-Lax to this day, because he was shitting on himself so bad. My mother had to put towels in the car because he couldn't hold it. But as soon as she got home, after she took him to the emergency room, she jacked us up. She jacked us up. Y'all made me remember that. I forgot all about that. I gotta call my brother and pick with him about that. He 48 now. He act like he got amnesia. He don't remember it happening. When I bring it up, he'll be like, I do not recall. Yeah, we gave him a bar and a half. I mean, a whole bar, like a Hershey's candy bar, and a half of another one. And he was messed up. He, when I tell y'all, he was messed up for like 2 days. He was messed up. It was the funniest stuff I ever seen in my life. But my mother, we didn't even know we were gonna get it. Like, she just came home, told us, your mother be like, get in the tub. And then, as soon as we get out the tub, she wore us out. she, she wore us out. She was stunned. She was like, what the hell possessed y'all? I said, he said he wanted it. Yeah, child. It's all this stuff that's going on, y'all. This world is like really, really crazy. I was telling them, created. I was gonna cancel the hangout tonight because I had been out shopping all day and I was jacked up. I did too much today. But it was almost 80 degrees here in in Columbus where I live, and I know that it's about to the weather about to change. So I said I'm gonna enjoy all these last days because it's getting darker sooner, and it's coming. So what do y'all think of Hillary? The- I think you said your name is Helena. I think Helena asked Kim. Well, in Atlanta, in the winter, y'all have like 60-degree weather, though, don't you? Y'all don't know nothing about no 2 degrees and below zero and all that, and having to dig your car out for 10 to 15 minutes and shovel it all off. By the time you get finished shoveling all the snow off your car, like when I used to be going to work, I used to be wanting to say, forget it, I'm going in the house and going on back to bed. Because sometimes in the winter, when it's real bad like that, you don't even want to leave your house. I was trying to relax myself, but I had some money in my pocket and I was like, I gotta get out here. But I overshot. My whole car is full. Y'all, do you know I already got a vacuum cleaner and I bought another one? Because I wanted one that was bagless. My son, when he come over and he see the back of my car, he is going to be tripping. So what do y'all think of Hillary? Oh, I've been in New York, I think what, three or four times? That is a nice place to visit, but I don't think I could live there. It is too fast. And I also got lost on the subway. I had went there the last time I went there for my birthday and I went to a Broadway show. I took my daughter to see The Color Purple on Broadway and we were call ourselves sightseeing and I got lost on the subway. I like Hillary too. Well, you know what? I'm gonna just say this. I don't. We don't really know what she's gonna do when she gets in. We just know that she is smart and she seemed like she got it together. And rather than vote for Donald Trump, I'm voting for her because, like I said, he is completely crazy. 2012, yeah, that's when the weather was. I think in Ohio we was having where it was below zero just day after day. Y'all, do you know that I had gone to the grocery store to get like it was New Year's Eve and I used to have a little SUV. I go in there because I'm trying to get my have my beans. You know how you gotta have your beans and your green and your stuff for the holiday. Why I come out and my car wouldn't start. And when I called AAA, they had me sitting out there for 3 hours and it was below zero. I almost froze to death in the car. I had to keep running back inside the store. And the guy was like, wait outside. I was like, man, it is below zero. You know what, Helena, what you just typed, that is true. You put, I have no problem with Hillary either. I think it's because she's smart and not willing to take no man's BS, and that's why people are so up in arms against. I think that's what it is. I think these men, the thought of her being like the leader of the free world is messing with them. I'm trying to keep from cussing because my uncle might pop in, and I don't want him to think. You know how you gotta uphold your sweet image. I had told him about it. I don't know if he know how to get on YouTube. Now another thing that I'm gonna say about Hillary, she is for people that are less fortunate. She may have, and you know what? I'm gonna tell y'all that I don't understand why they have a problem with this. You know how they keep saying that Hillary and Bill, after they got out the White House, they were charging people to come see them speak, and they were making all this money. I'm sorry, but I don't see what the problem is, because I look at it this way: if the people didn't want to pay that amount of money, all they had to do was say, like, if they said, okay, we charging you $1 million if we come speak at your dinner, and them fools were willing to pay it, I don't see what the problem is. They said that that's how they got rich, that that they had been on a speaking tour. What is wrong with that? So you said weren't committing crimes, then you wouldn't be in jail. I've never been to jail, so you did it to yourself. If you can't get it right, then oh well. So do y'all think that when Hillary and Bill were accepting money for speaking tours, is it just me, or did y'all see anything wrong with that? See what the problem is. They weren't in the White House anymore. Now I could see if they were in the White House and they were charging people to show up places, but this is how they said they made their money. I don't even see what the problem is. Yeah, that's what I said. I was like, well, because I'm pretty sure that if when Obama gets out and if people want to go somewhere and see him talk, now I'm not saying that I would pay a whole bunch of money, but if President Obama came to Columbus again, I would go see him if it's free. Now, if he charging, I couldn't I couldn't pay because there's probably a lot, but I don't see what the problem is. I think they are mad because of how much money they were able to make. Because I think they went from just being probably, yeah, that's what I'm saying. If it was some a way that they can make money, and people were willing to pay it, then hell, what, I don't see what's wrong with it. Sometimes they be a little sanctimonious, if you ask me. Yeah, because if that's the way, because it's not like, where they gonna work after you've been the president and the first lady? Is she gonna be working at Walmart or something? Where are they gonna work? Who's gonna hire Bill Clinton to work at their place? I mean, he's a former president. Kim ducked out on us. So how was Suge in the movie? Did they say did was the parts with him whooping Michelle A up bad, or who was worse, Dre or Suge? Because she claims that Suge helped her get off drugs, and she said that he was whooping her up for a little bit, but he stopped because he said that she was too little for him to be. Yeah, in the movie, was he whooping her up a lot? Because she claimed that he only did it for a little while, and then he stopped. She done had a crazy life, man. God, I wish I would have been woke last night, because see, I wanted to see what Black Twitter was gonna be saying while the movie was on. Whenever I watch something like that, I always be on Twitter just to see what people are saying, because I knew they was gonna tear him up. I knew they were. But I'm wondering, will he have that same stigma that Ike Turner had? Oh, she said Suge was a mess too. Y'all should have called me and said, "Wake up, Rachel, the movie is on." Y'all know I did a damn video about this and then slept through the whole damn movie. Oh, Dre. Oh, I gotta watch this. Oh, I gotta watch it. Now one of my friends told me that Dre was doing an interview with somebody and slapped the shit out of him. Did y'all know about that? Man, if I would have been the person that was interviewing him and he slapped me, I would have called the police. See, these stars think they can get away with with anything because in normal everyday life, if somebody was talking to you and then you just hauled off and slapped the shit out of them, you about to be fighting. Oh, you said it was D Barnes. Who is that? Let me Google that person and see if I know who that is. No, if he would have slapped the shit out of me, he would have had a problem. I gotta see who this person is. Oh, okay. Her face is familiar. I think Michelle A let everything go because they said that neither one when she was on what is it R&D Divas, she said that neither one of them paid child support and both of them had money and they weren't paying her child support. So like like Chris said, Michelle A didn't do anything. Think about it. She never pressed charges on him for whooping her up. Well, I don't even think, well, the public didn't know that she was getting beat up like that. I guess the people around her did. And she didn't go after them for child support because they would have been paying. Now, Suge, big crazy ass, I might have not messed with him, but Dre would have been paying. Oh, you said her family was the ones that encouraged her to stay. Her grandmother wasn't shit. See, you know what? When I was younger, I told you, I just said that I had a guy that he was a pusher. But I'm gonna tell y'all now, if I would have stayed, the way he was, it would have escalated to him hitting me. But my mother always told me, if they hit you once, they will hit you again. And she always said, leave. So when he pushed me and I fell in that bathtub, and imagine falling in the bathtub, you falling on it dong like it was a bong when I fell in, and like it felt like my back for a minute. You know how your back feel like it's paralyzed for a minute? I was like, you know what? As soon as he leave in the morning, I'm gonna pretend like I'm going to work. I'm pretend like I'm taking my son to daycare, but I'm about to be on Greyhound and I'm getting the hell up out of here. Oh my God. You said Suge took care of her when Dre was beating her. Then after they started screwing, then he started hitting her soon after. Wow. That, you know what? That's why she was Creed. Did you watch R&B Divas? That's why she was acting on like kind of crazy on R&B Divas. And remember, she was like they said they thought she was on drugs, which I think she was on some type of prescription drugs. Oh my God. So Suge was a knight in shining armor at first, and then he showed his ass. It doesn't seem like he would be sweet because he seems so treacherous. He ain't got no problem shooting people and all that kind of stuff. It don't seem like Suge would be tender with anybody. Y'all making me really want to see this movie. Keep telling me all the stuff, Cree. I might disappear and be in my room and shut this shit down and be in here watching the movie. Be like, I'm about to leave them alone. But I know it must have been good because everybody was talking about it. Well, if he tried to sue her, she claims she got her receipts. I think he was threatening her because he thought that he could intimidate her to stop it. But once these people done spent all this money to have this movie made, they weren't gonna stop. Not have that movie show on Lifetime. There's no way they were gonna do that after all that money they spent because they said he was suing Sony. Right, right. And you know what? To show you that he knew he was wrong, that's why he threatened to sue. He didn't want that stuff to come out. To show just how bad it was. Because think about it. Even the people that might have heard about it, they might have not known how bad it was. And he knew what all he had done to that girl. And that's why he didn't want it to come out. To show just how bad he was, that he was a damn Ike Turner. And then, did y'all see where? Okay, do y'all watch Much Love from Kentucky? You say he gonna have to call Iyanla. He got a save face for real. But did y'all see when Much Love from Kentucky interviewed one of Ike's kids? It was a daughter, and she was saying how sweet he was and how good of a father, and that some people were saying that Tina Turner exaggerated, and like Much Love did a real good interview with her, but I typed a whole bunch of stuff. I was like, I believe Tina, um, you know, and she was another Miss LA. I believe that because they were trying to make it seem like he really didn't beat her up that bad. And then I remember when Tina Turner first, that movie first came out, and we never knew that Tina Turner was getting beat up like that. Because Ike was whooping her up, y'all. He was whooping her up. She was like, what was that she was saying? Nam neo ring hang. See, no, I wouldn't have been doing that. I would have left him because he couldn't sing. He had got her to the point where she had become a Buddhist and was sitting in the room talking about Nam neo ring hang. What was that she was saying? I was like, no, girl, leave him. But yeah, but I think that the people nowadays, I don't think they would be like we were when we saw after Tina Turner movie came out. I don't think that people, because Ike was done after that movie came out, and everybody realized what had happened to Tina Turner. He was done for. Yeah, I have watched that movie too. But the worst part of the What's Love Got to Do with It is when she was in the booth. Remember when he was like, "You gonna sing the song the way I told you," and he had jacked her up in the booth? That was the that one was the worst because after he came in there and then he had sex with her. That was disgusting. Yeah, his career was done. Period. He couldn't get nothing after that. Another one that they said that was getting beat up, Mary J. Blige by oh my God. What was the guy name? He was in the group. I forgot his name. Joe Jodeci. Um oh, I can't think of the which brother's name. But they said that one time she was at the Grammys, and when they was dating, that he beat her up um on the Grammy show, not where we could see it, but like behind KC. Yes. They said that he had beat her up at the Grammys and she had to perform that night. And now I ain't trying to be funny, y'all, but he was not attractive. He could sing, but he was not attractive. And they said that when he beat up Mary J. Blige, there's some people behind the stage had to get her together, and she had to come out and sing after he had whooped her up. See, I don't know what those women that are rich, because I would hire a bodyguard, and every time he looked like he wanted to hit me, I would be like, Hans, whoop his ass, because he would not. They would not be fighting me if I had money, because I would have all kind of bodyguards. Bodyguard for when I went to sleep at night. I would say, if you hear anything, kick the door down and whoop his ass. I ain't playing. If I was rich, I wouldn't be getting beat up. There's no way, because I would have all kind of bodyguards. Another thing I wanted to talk about: do y'all now believe that Kim Kardashian was robbed? For some reason, I still don't believe it. At first, I did, and then I didn't believe it anymore. Something about the whole situation with Kim Kardashian, like, I got questions. Like, okay, one story said her friend was there and she ran in another room and called the bodyguard or something. That shit sound crazy. Why wouldn't you call the police? It's just her story got too many holes in it. I don't believe. Okay, I might say this. Maybe something happened, but I don't believe it was as bad as she made it out to be. And the reason why I say that is I watched their show one time, and it was a spider in the house, and she was acting a fool and crying and running all through the house and stuff. I think they yeah, it was no security cameras, no, like, even outside they said they didn't see anything. So I don't know, something about that don't sound right. If she was robbed and at gunpoint and tied up, then I feel sorry for her, but something about it sounds a little shady to me. You said I remember when he did that to D, Pump It Up. I used to like that show. What did she say that made him slap her? I cannot believe he slapped this a woman that was interviewing him. That is crazy. But like I said, I wish I was on Twitter last night. I never watched Pump It Up. I don't even know what it is. Now I could see you being interviewed and the person getting on your nerves. Just get up and walk away. Let them know, just say I'm done and walk away. But to actually reach your hand out and slap the shit out of somebody, that, he went too far. He went too far. But you know what? Because they got money, people, a lot of times when these stars do stuff, people forget they just everyday people like us. The only difference is they got some money. Some of the stuff, all this crazy mess they be doing, um, even to, like, when I was talking about Chris Brown. Now, Chris Brown, I think he just done got a reputation, and people be trying him, and because the people around him is crazy, I think that Chris Brown just be falling into bad stuff. He just had all these crazy people around him, and then, coming into his house and stuff. Chris need a security at the door and at the gate, and and have them weed out whoever comes into his house, because some of the shit he be getting into, if he was my child, I'd be done slapped the shit out of him. because it's like he surround himself with these bad people, and then they bring all this craziness to him. And he know he not in a position, because soon as anything happen, you know they gonna have it all on television like he damn near killed somebody, because that white girl, she saw an opportunity and she took it. But you know they exposed her ass anyway. You said something happened prior to the interview with Dre. Oh, okay. You know what? My son said he was gonna be here, and my groceries sitting out in the car. Y'all, I ain't carrying nothing, and I got an old lady cart that I could go out there and carry all this stuff in. Oh, that's him now. I was just about to text him. I'm gonna mute y'all so I can tell him where my keys are. 1 second. You said your computer is tripping. Virus a while ago, and it was really bad. I was trying to do a YouTube video and I downloaded something, and as soon as I downloaded, my computer went crazy. And that, and if y'all remember, I don't know if how long y'all been watching me. I used to have videos and stuff in my YouTube things. Never again. Never again. I had like a attack of malware, whatever that is. You on a laptop, Helena? Cree, how old are you again? You're right, Cree. He is that bad kid that gets in trouble even when he's not doing anything. That, you know what? In the beginning with Chris Brown, I used to be like, you know what? He's stupid, blah blah blah. But then I thought about it. Some people, I think he going through now for Rihanna. It happened. He paid his debts to society, not together anymore. He learned his lesson. But ever since he did that, his life is never going to be the same, because they always going to, talk about what he did to Rihanna. But because of that, now everybody see an opportunity with him and they take it. But because he keep putting himself in these situations, he's giving them that opportunity. See, if I was around him, I would be like, Chris, if anything happened, it could be somebody in his house. And then we're gonna talk about Ray J, because Ray J, I do not. First of all, I don't like Ray J. But with Chris, it could be somebody in his house that get in trouble, but it's because it happened in his house. It's gonna be his fault. Now, getting to Ray J, wasn't he just married a couple weeks and he was there laid up? You know what? I don't like Ray J. Ever since I watched the Brandy show, you know how it was their family show. I didn't like him after watching that show, and I didn't like her mother either. Yeah, he I don't even know what his talent is supposed to be other than being Brandy's little brother. You know, I really don't know. He was on the show, on her show, and can he sing? Let me see if I have I ever seen him sing. Yeah, he do. He needs to sit his ass down. You would think he was a big muscle bound. How bad he think he is. Now, I think he love his sister, but they got some sibling rivalry going on. After I watched the show, um, I realized that I didn't like Ray J, and I don't really particularly care for Brandy's mother. I think Brandy's mother, yeah, I think Brandy's mother, she kind of, I think her favorite is Ray J. And I think because she feels guilty because she went on the road and was with Brandy when Brandy was younger, and Ray J was left at home with the father. So it's almost like when I watched the show, she was trying to make up for all that. But I didn't like her. To me, she kind of treated Brandy bad. Um, you said you like her, she don't play. See, I only got the impression from the show. Do y'all remember that show they had? Because when they used to be in the boardroom, Ray J used to be acting a fool. Yeah, he is. He's a mama's boy. He definitely is. Because when he used to be like, they used to be had their little family meetings, and it was like they couldn't control him. Actually, Brandy, she is the star of the family. Ray J, we wouldn't have known who he was, honestly, if it wasn't for his sister. And she needs to start back singing. Well, I'm trying to think. I have my favorites. Let me see. When one of them is on my shit list, then the other one is the favorite. Because at sometimes my daughter gets on my damn nerves. She got too much mouth. It's two women definitely. Oh yeah, Brandy with the pregnancy stuff. Yeah, two women definitely can't be in the same house. And then um with your son, you try to mold him into the man that you wish you had or whatever. You know what, Helena, it was the she was lied about being married, remember? Made this she had that baby and then pretended like her and the guy was married, and then when they broke up, he told everything on them. That they made it all up and that they were never married. And yeah, whoever is the one that, because I know like I'll be, my daughter will be living at home, then I'll be tripping on my son, and then or if he be home, then I'll be tripping on my daughter. They both definitely a challenge, but I think boys are easier than girls, definitely. Cree, you said you had step kids. Cree is the age of when I be talking about my little young cousins. She's their age. I actually thought you were younger. Yeah, when she lied about that, saying that she was married, she should have just went on and said I'm pregnant and left it at that. But I guess she was considered America's sweetheart, so she couldn't say that she was pregnant and was having a baby out of wedlock. So she made up that big lie. But you're right, it messed her up. It really did. I think that was her. I don't know if it was her family's idea or was it like her, whoever her manager was, but they should have just went on and told the truth. Oh yeah. Okay, y'all. Remember when I did the video about Monica and Brandy, and they said that Monica had whooped Brandy up a few years ago? Now, I thought that they were putting on like a show for that song, just making up something like this pretend conflict between them because they had did that song, The Boy Is Mine. But when I started reading about it, see, a lot of this stuff I didn't even know about till I think to do a story, a video on them. Then I start reading stuff and I was like, wait a minute, Monica whooped Brandy up? And then the video that I saw, Brandy admitted that Monica did put her hands on her, but Monica apologized. So I was sitting here, I was like, wait a minute. Monica beat Brandy up. I thought that Monica was real sweet, but after I read about Monica, she is not the person who I thought she was. Girl, mine does too. You said your son drives you nuts. Oh, it was a lot, wasn't it? I'm sorry, y'all. I'm asking my son. You said Monica got hood tendencies. Monica had some little scandal about one of her boyfriends getting killed in her presence. Yeah, I read that Monica's I think it was her one of her men got killed in front of her. Girl, they lives be something else. You said 9 more years to what? You still have a child that's under 18? My nerves would be shot if I had some if a teenager at this age. Ooh, my nerves would be shot. I like babies. You said he yes, he was a rapper, one of Master P's brothers. Oh, okay. You said I can't get over you said Monica is not from the hood, but she got hood tendencies. Oh, girl, you got a 9 year old? Oh my goodness. Oh, you do got a long time. And you know what? It's never ending. My son is 29. My mother said, forget it. Once you have them, you're going to be dealing with them for the rest of your life. You think when they turn 18 that it's over, but it's not. Listen, Helena, you know what my mother used to do when we turned 18? I'm the oldest of four. My mother will wake us up at midnight on the day that we turned 18, and she told us, I just like she would come in your room and wake you up, and she would be like, I just wanted to let you know that my legal obligation to you is over. And then she would go on and say, she what did she say? Oh yeah, she would say, so anything that I do after this point is because I love you, not because I have to. And then when you wake up in the morning of your birthday, she would be all nice to you when you turn 18. And then but all day she would be reminding you that legally she can put you out. Legally she doesn't owe you anything. Legally that if you do anything in her house, you out. She didn't play. Yeah, my mother was not the one. Girl, you're not putting him out in 9 years. The generation now is the boomerang generation. You put them out and they keep coming back. Yeah, my mother, she and literally she made you start paying rent. Now she only like when I was 18, she charged me like $25 a week. So it wasn't bad. I had a job. So like I forgot. I had a little video check. I think I made $125. I worked at a little corner grocery store. I don't care what happened. My mother wanted her $25 on the table, and she was like, "That's your rent and your food and your ability." She said, "That's your my utilities and everything." She wasn't playing. Yeah, I didn't. I think because my kids are 8 years apart, the way I raised one was not the way I raised the other, and you can tell the difference. My youngest got away with more because when she was a teenager, like when my son was a teenager, I was still with my ex. So he had two people on him. But then when my daughter was a teenager, I was single. So she got away with a lot of stuff because I had to go to work and she could be at home, doing whatever she wanted to in the summer. And she had a lot of mouth too. And then my mother wasn't beyond throwing stuff at you. I'm telling you, I had one of them stereotypical black mothers that they show on television that was not playing. And I think that's why when I got older, girl, I can count on my hands how many times I even spanked my kids. But my ex was the one that used to be putting it on them. I was the nice parent. Your 9-year old must be giving you like he will be out of here. That is hilarious. No, because what's going to happen once he get older, you're going to start feeling sorry for him and worrying about him. Oh yeah, girls. I know the last summer my daughter lived at home. She 21 now. Me and her had an argument in my car. I went to pick her up from work. So the argument spilled over to when we got out the car. So I told her if she kept running her mouth, what all I was going to do to her out in front of the house. Girl, she was like, if I put my hands on her, that what all she was gonna do to me. So I dropped my groceries and I told her to come on. Let me tell you, the neighbors next door, they saw us out there arguing. They got out their car. They was just standing there looking at us. I know they was thinking, because when I tell y'all I dropped every grocery that I had, canned goods was rolling. Now she bigger than me. She probably would have whooped me up out there, but I would have gave it all I had because when she told me basically to bring it on, you know how you outdone that your child talking to you like that? I said, no, this be the last year she live here because I'm gonna have to pick up something to bust her in her head. Ain't no way she gonna be talking to me like this. You have a daughter, Helena, or just a son? Yeah, the next time we do this, we definitely gonna be doing this on Skype because I don't know why they would make this and not and have the people typing, in the chat instead of actually talking. Do you only have one child? I think you're about the only one here. Y'all done got me pumped up to see this movie. I got all these groceries to put up, and then I will be watching it because I didn't know that he was beating her up like that. I think it comes on again tonight, but I have it taped. Where is Kimberly? I'm gonna tell y'all, I was just sitting here thinking about, in a crazy. I woke up November 8th and went down the street. Literally, I live on a street that's curvy, and the the place that I go to vote is about 1 minute. I'll say 2 minutes from my house. If I ride down there, I'm not playing. And then you have people down there with guns, child. First of all, I'm gonna film it as I'm riding by, but I'm not getting out my car because where I live at, Columbus is really country, and it's a whole bunch of people from West Virginia, Kentucky, and where else are they from? What, I think it's just West Virginia and Kentucky. And these white folk crazy. They act like black people. They do not act like the white people you think. They get outside and be, giving it to you. They real friendly, but they not worried about us at all. At all. I'm gonna mute you guys because I'm talking to my son. He's done bringing my groceries in. 1 second. Okay, people, I am back. Is anyone there? I think I'm going to sign off and help my son. I think I'm signing out. My son just bought the last bag of groceries in, and I gotta help him put them up because he be done threw my stuff all over everywhere. I appreciate you telling me all the plot of the movie, Cree, but all it did was it made me want to watch it more. But I'm about to sign out, and remember, we gonna do this Friday, but we probably gonna do it on Skype because I want to hear y'all voices. I don't want to be talking to myself. So thank everybody for coming, and y'all have a good night. Okay? Bye, Kim. Bye, Helena. I'll talk to you guys. Bye bye.